Hey zoo fans, welcome to Behind the Zoo, and today we're doing a reaction video to Timmy's birth.
We're really looking forward to this one.
Here goes. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and check out our other YouTube channel for new videos coming out every day. Go to 2inazoo.com and hit subscribe while you're there. Here we go. So as you know, we've started doing reaction videos on this channel, and so far our reaction videos have only been Melanie and I. We will bring the kids into it at some point when we have good ideas of what they can react to, and we figure out short videos for them to react to, because they're not going to sit here for 40 minutes and stare at a screen and constantly talk to. It might get a little boring. We have heard requests for different reaction videos, so we hope you'll keep submitting your requests for reaction videos you'd like to see us do. Just keep in mind, they do need to be kind of shorter in length. We can't sit down and react to a 2-hour movie or anything that's copyright material. Like, we can't do that, so bear that in mind. So without further ado, let's react to Timmy's arrival from May 2nd and 3rd, 2014.
Welcome to the Timothy Andrew Chandler Countdown. Caleb, how many days left?
Caleb's picking his nose in the beginning of the video. You know, the video starts off with me saying, welcome to the Timothy Andrew Chandler Countdown, because this was not meant to be his arrival day.
Hold on, I'm going over this really noisy.
And Caleb disappears in the back seat because I dropped him off at preschool that day. I'm on my way to work at Disney. I'm not planning for Timmy to come that day.
This car that I'm driving now is not big enough for our family. We didn't buy it to be a family.
See, my mind is like talking about the car, telling you how we're outgrowing the car now that we're gonna have 3 boys, and literally I don't know what our plan was.
Oh my goodness.
I had ADD about a bird.
Almost hit the windshield. That was crazy.
I don't know what our plan was. That car was not going to fit at all, because a booster, a car seat, and another larger car seat were not going to fit in that back seat. So as soon as Timmy came, Timmy was not going to fit. But you can see my mind was not on Timmy's arrival.
Mine wasn't on. I didn't have any symptoms that morning.
Yeah, it was a completely normal morning. With Caleb, I went off to work, and Melanie had symptoms, and I got 3 miles away from home, and she called me and said, I'm in labor. With Timmy, we had no idea. This was just an average vlogging day.
Parent of young children, you know, like if you have young children in the car, they find a way to get Cheerios and all kinds of stuff just tucked.
Some things never change.
No.
We got to find a way to fix the AC. It's a condenser.
Oh, we didn't have air conditioning in the truck at the time.
Hey, we're going into winter. Who needs AC in the winter? Well, it's Florida. We should have thought better than that.
Yeah, and we're coming into summer at this point. It's May, and we still don't have AC. Later that day.
It is 3:30 p.m. and I am driving home because I just got a call from Melanie.
So you can see I worked almost a whole day.
Guess what she said?
I only came home from work an hour and a half early.
Dear husband of mine, my water has broken. What are you doing, Timmy? Timmy was scheduled to come Wednesday. Melanie was going to be induced Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't thinking about
Friday
that.
Afternoon.
Oh yeah, because
it was much easier the way he came.
Yeah, Timmy was Timmy took the longest to cook. That's a term we use in America. Like, you have a bun in the oven, a little baby in the oven, and Caleb came at 37 weeks, Logan came at 38 weeks, Timmy arrived at 39 and a half.
You guys are going to go through this with us. We've already had a pre-labor discussion about what we would and would not video, so this will not be obscene.
You can tell you're retaining water, and you're just like right there at the end. You poor thing.
You know, the experience of us going
still
and
retaining the water months after.
She was so uncomfortable.
If you don't know what transition is, Google it, and you'll know the part that you're gonna miss. And then you're gonna get to see the baby.
I'm giving you all the what to expect and what
Yeah.
not to expect.
You guys will be grateful for it. You'll get to see the product of Melanie's labor.
We had a point at which we turned off the video camera, and that's around the time Melanie went into transition. That's when the pains get worse. The contractions are coming very fast. I need to be coaching her and reminding her to breathe. I don't need to have a camera in my hand.
Oh, So we're
Traffic was
taking
awful
the
that
back
day.
road
It was.
Awful.
to get
It
to
was like
Winnie
right in
Palmer.
rush hour.
You know how they say when like the pressure drops or there's a hurricane or a storm,
There's a lot of ladies
the
in
hospitals
triage.
fill up
Yeah,
with
they
women
were.
who are in labor.
I'm gonna turn and
It's
show
a
you. I
mad
pan the
house right now.
camera.
We've been having crazy weather the last
Did
couple
I pan
days.
the camera?
A lot of storms, right? And sure enough, like I
Get
don't
a
know if
little
it's just
goatee
coincidence or not, but this place
I
is
couldn't
crazy
grow a
right now.
goatee then. Let's face it. My facial hair was lacking back then. Who knows? Maybe 3 more years I'll be able to grow a full beard by then. This was the 3rd time we were at that same hospital. Caleb and Logan were both born there.
How you doing?
Oh man, we spent so much time in those rooms right there.
I did not take a nap that day.
You didn't?
Her water broke.
Don't even have to get tested.
I was basically
When we
about
asked
to
if-
fall asleep.
When we
For a
asked
nap?
if they were gonna, like, do a test
And then-
When it
your
broke.
water broke, they kind of laughed and said, no, it's kind of obvious your water broke.
So her water broke. Currently like 2 centimeters, and the contractions are what? 3 to 6 minutes apart. You know? And that's a wide range. So probably closer to 5 or 6 minutes apart.
Your child being born is just the coolest experience.
Bedding is manageable. We're not in
At least for a father.
where you're at in early labor, exactly. So they may have you do some walking.
But getting to see your child come into the world is something you never forget. It's so vivid and
A bath,
it's a beautiful thing.
maybe. Whatever they whatever they say you can do.
I am partaking in a rite of passage.
Oh my gosh.
This is my last
Should have
Okay.
gotten food on the way.
We love Winnie Palmer Hospital
She's definitely
For
for
lots
many
of
reasons. Exactly. I'm not going to say it's just that they have a good cafeteria.
Oh my goodness, they have a good
But they do.
cafeteria.
People look at me
Yeah.
weird when I vlog in public. I thought by now we would have been in the age where vlogging was normal, but people think I'm crazy for
About
talking
4
about
years ago.
No, Mike, it's kind of still not normal. People still look at you
We're
weird.
gonna do some sushi.
Eating sushi. That's literally what I had for dinner last night. Nothing has changed. Except I have more facial hair. Just eating the same sushi.
Spicy mango.
But yeah, they have
Amazing.
great food relative to most hospitals, honestly. So much that when we're in recovery, the day after, and we're just kind of like,
What do we do?
yeah,
Chilling.
we're chilling in the hospital, and someone has Caleb and Logan for us. We're just ordering room service basically from the cafeteria, watching basketball games. We have a knack for birthing children during the NBA playoffs. Logan and Timmy were both born during the playoffs.
In delivery, Melanie has
One of them, we were watching a Spurs game. I don't know if that's this one or Logan, but we were watching a Spurs game.
badges
That
on.
was,
In,
That might have been both.
in recovery, not during delivery, but...
we were watching basketball during
Oh,
delivery.
yes! We are. Look, here it is.
Damn. In all fairness, I didn't put
That
it
was
on.
the
I came
TNT
back
crew. That
home
was
and Melanie
Ernie
was like,
and Charles Barkley,
if that's
Shaq.
back home,
Shaq,
that's what baby
Steve
That's
Smith.
what baby wants. That's what baby gets. So how you doing, babe? Still having contractions.
What
still
baby wants,
consistent?
baby gets. Still.
This is so different than your other pregnancies. So we're remarking that
Yeah.
the other pregnancies were just so different. Melanie labored at home, you know?
Yeah.
She labored at home with Caleb. She labored in the hospital, but downstairs, like in triage, with Logan. And then here we are, and she's
We're-
gonna labor. in
We're
the
not
labor
wanting to
room.
give comment because we want to listen too.
Beautiful room.
That is
Winnie Palmer's a great.
really
hospital.
true.
So she's laboring. It's consistent contractions and hopefully not Pitocin. If you don't know what Pitocin is, Google it and you will know why Melanie
Man,
doesn't
as
want
soon
to.
as I
Pitocin.
heard the word, my
It's not a
Pitocin,
painkiller,
man.
It's a
Ugh.
pain inducer.
Pitocin,
Contractions and makes them
you could listen to me there or listen to me here, but Pitocin is just,
who's labored.
it's like an automatic
Over here.
pain and labor and contraction inducer. It pushes your labor along.
The blood pressure's like
If you stall, like if your contractions stop, they'll often hook you up to Pitocin. It's an IV drip,
I'm just trying to
and
make her laugh. I'm just trying
I
to
have a
make her
knack
laugh.
for stalling.
So,
Well, you only did it
I'll show you
twice,
the room.
right? Logan and Timmy.
So that's
A knack?
yeah.
A pattern.
Yes.
She's got her Young Living oil diffuser. Melanie used to sell sorry about that. Melanie used to sell Young Living as a distributor. The Norp family does the same thing, if you're wondering what Young Living is.
They do doTERRA.
Oh, no, they do doTERRA. doTERRA is another brand. That's right.
Happy little focal point to help her.
Aww. And that focal point was in his crib for a while until it
It's
broke.
a little bed that they will take Timmy to as soon as he's born, and they will weigh him.
And I have video of him on that bed.
Warm with this thing up there, and do all kinds of little tests.
Just amazing. Just truly amazing. Like looking at that little bed and knowing your baby's going to be laying there in a few hours or whatever.
I know. The cool thing is that as soon as he's born, he gets to go skin to skin with mommy, and she gets to hold him.
And that's not a
That's
thing.
another thing about Winnie.
Yeah, Winnie Palmer was really good about that. And you know what? This is 2014. Things could have changed by now with your average hospital, but back then, when your baby's born, they would put the baby right on mommy's chest so the baby hears mommy's heartbeat, just like the baby has heard mommy's heartbeat for 9 months. And it's a bonding experience with your baby. And I know that certainly with Caleb, which was 2009, that was not standard.
Right.
That was not something every hospital did, and we loved that. Especially mommy loved that, obviously.
That Logan was delivered in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mom told us about that. I forgot.
And then this one is ours.
Isn't that cool? We're in this room for Timmy, and then right over there is the same room we had Logan in.
Nope, you can.
So now we're getting to the point where we're going to stop filming Melanie because she's on the birthing
In
ball.
the face.
She's sitting on a yoga ball, a birthing ball, and that helps, continue to widen the pelvis and for delivery. And you can see she's going through a contraction there. And I'm basically to the point now where I'm going to stop filming because you don't want to see who knows how many
Basically
minutes or
about midnight, I
hours
think.
of contractions. Yeah, it's getting late here. It's certainly dark out. We arrived at the hospital probably around 4:30 or 5. I came home from work at 3:30, so we're probably to the hospital by 5, and then this is very late. Was Timmy?
Timmy was our earliest in the
Timmy,
morning.
but he was born on the 3rd, so yeah, he was after midnight. So that's why this.
4:29, I think.
Okay, that's why this video says May 2nd and May 3rd. Rather than vlogging and then having the birth video, we just put it into one long, 40, 30-minute video.
This one was a little more.
And here I am trying to be a doctor.
This one was a little more
Like-
sharp. It rose a little more painful.
Like I was watching
There you go, the more painful.
that little diagram because it's
In my face.
hooked up to her. Yeah, it's hooked up to her, and I can see when she's starting to have contractions. So I'm like talking to her and trying to soothe her, remind her to breathe. We went through Lamaze. If you're not familiar with what Lamaze is,
The
it's a
birthing ball is a huge.
it's a great
ball.
class you can take that talks about Lamaze breathing techniques and
Sorry.
It's like a yoga
other
ball.
stuff you can do to make labor easier. Melanie had all 3 of her babies naturally.
There you go.
No drugs, not even aspirin.
Video we do, next time you see
No
us,
Tylenol, no
we
nothing.
will be holding
Very
Timmy.
proud of her for that, but she wouldn't have been able to do that if
How
she
you
didn't
doing,
have
babe?
things
Hey,
like,
what are you doing
like
now?
breathing
How you doing now?
techniques and
What's going on now? So,
other
A good coach.
a good coach. Thank you. Here's Timmy. Here it is. Here he is. Yay, Timmy!
That's the best part. You get to fast forward through all the.
Yeah, we skipped all the other stuff, and then we go right to Timmy.
Poor Tim.
Oh, that little moment. He's so small on that board. He is so small. Okay, and you might get a kick out of this. So we had Caleb, who was our tallest, meaning our longest baby, but he was only 6 pounds. So Caleb was very long and very
Very
light,
thin.
very skinny. Oh, look at him holding my little finger. So precious. So precious. And then we had Logan, who got 1 pound heavier, but 1 inch shorter. So he's a little shorter and a little chunkier. And then we had Timmy, who was the runt. He was a full 2 inches shorter than Caleb was when he was born. And he was the heaviest. Mm-hmm. He was the heaviest. They say that most babies don't actually look at you when they're born. Like, to talk and have him trying to like see me open his eyes is just melts your heart.
20 and a quarter.
Shorter than the other
He's
boys,
short by 2 inches.
Yeah, you're the shorty, Timmy.
He's the shorty.
You were in the oven the longest, and you're shorter than
There's
all
that
of
term,
them?
in the oven.
Oh man, Tim.
I say that for our international viewers if you don't have that expression where you are. So yeah, he was in the belly the longest, but he was the shortest.
Right. He's the point guard.
We called him the point guard. In basketball, the point guard's usually the shortest guy on the court.
No,
You forget.
You forget, and then they're old and they're rough and tumble, and you just you can be rough with them, and then you have another one.
So at this point, Caleb was how old? Caleb was
Not even 4.
he wasn't 5 yet. He turned 5 in 2013. So Caleb was 4 this year, and then Logan was about to turn 2. Wow, so Logan wasn't even 2 at this point. And you'll get to see Caleb and Logan meet Timmy a little later. It's really precious. And going on Mama's chest. He probably had a meal.
It's 5:30. No, it's 5:20.
Wow, 5:20 in the morning? Wow. Oh my goodness.
I was starving by then.
Yeah, yep.
I'd eaten in
Since lunch the day before.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, Melanie was going
What can I eat? What can I eat? What can I eat?
almost 20 hours without food. They look like little gnomes when they put the hat on them. They look so cute. Oh my goodness, I miss that. That is one thing I miss about babies. It's just that little feeling of holding such a little thing in your arms. So what they do is, after you have your baby in the delivery room, they move you over to the recovery room, which is a room that's not, doesn't have quite all the machinery in it.
Right.
And
It's more
there's,
like a hotel room.
it's kind of like a hotel room, glorified hotel room. There's places to keep your luggage if you have anything that you brought with you. A Murphy bed, a pull-down bed for
Yeah.
Daddy to sleep in.
Nursery up here. We're gonna do some checks on him. Take care of him. Mommy and I are gonna get some rest.
Much needed rest.
24 hours.
With the timing of one of the other boys, we had him, but we did it in such a way where we weren't. It's not like we needed a night's rest afterward.
That was Caleb.
Yeah, exactly. So we were awake for quite a while. We were awake for the normal day, but at this point, she and I both needed to actually sleep, because we were obviously awake from 8 a.m. one day until 8 a.m. the next day. We're both approaching 24 hours awake. Melanie needs a meal. We both need sleep. So we're going to take advantage of their willingness to take our baby to the nursery for us. Which with your first child, you're like, no, I don't want my baby in the nursery. Like, I want my baby right here in the room, and we'll keep the baby all night long and all that stuff. And by the time you have your third baby, you're like, do you want to take him to the nursery for us?
Yeah, please.
Please, will you please watch him while we sleep?
Little cap's falling off.
Look at that little face, Mama. Look at that little face.
There's our little Timmy.
Oh.
He's a cutie. He's a cutie just like his brothers.
Yeah.
The more I look at him, the more he looks like Logan to me.
I'm starting to cry a little bit. It's so.
Can't wait
Oh.
for Logan to meet him.
There's no words. There's no words for how big of a blessing having a baby is to a mommy and daddy.
Look at that baby. He's just smiling.
We were blessed with 3 beautiful, healthy babies, and
One of the cutest babies
we're so thankful to God for that.
Oh, he's just a doll. He's just a doll.
There's a video of me with all 3 boys wearing a very identical shirt and holding them just like this in a moment of silence, just enjoying holding them.
What a joy.
With Caleb, you had a t-shirt on.
Oh, yeah, I did. A white
An Air
t-shirt.
Apostle t-shirt.
Yeah. with blue and green writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how you remember little details. And this is obviously in Orlando, Florida, so you can see, depending on the video you watch or the room we're in, you can see part of the Orlando skyline. One of the rooms we were in, you could see the Amway Arena,
You have any more love to
the
give?
Amway
That
Center.
was Logan, I think.
Was it Logan?
See a little button like that comes out, my heart just automatically expands.
Your baby is like a work of art. You just want to stare at it the way people would stare at a painting and admire the details and the nuances of the brush strokes. You just look at the nose, and you look at the way God designed the nose and the little ears, which are not like, they don't have tons of cartilage in them at that point, so they're just like these little floppy things. Oh. Every little part of your baby is just so cute to observe. And that's what I was doing here, is just trying to look and remember, because you know in your old age these moments are fleeting. And if not for these videos, we probably would forget a lot of the details. But you just try and soak it in and enjoy the moment and try and remember as much as you can, because you'll never get that moment back. And that's all of parenthood. You'll never get those moments back.
Little feet under there. We got our first dirty diaper. It's a milestone. First of many, huh? Oh, his eyes open. Yeah, Timmy.
Oh, Timmy.
Get that one just for Daddy.
Look at the little footsie. Oh my goodness, look at the little face.
I think I changed all of our boys' first diapers, didn't I?
Yep, I had that rite of passage, changing everyone's first diaper.
This is my last first
I'm kind of like, you know,
Jealous?
stuck. No, I'm kind of stuck in bed, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, here it was normal. With Caleb, there were more people in the room that could have done it. I think your
Yeah.
mom was there, but I got to do it. And then, no, Barb and John
Barb
were
and John
there.
were there.
My sister and brother-in-law were there when Caleb was born. And so, I mean, obviously Barb wasn't going to change his diaper. I was. And I actually had long hair when Caleb was born.
Mm-hmm.
So mommy's finally getting what she really wanted, which is some rest.
Caleb and Logan, and they bring them back to meet Timmy.
I think I might have gotten a little nap in the
I am on
morning.
my way to pick up two little men who are excited to meet their new
And now
baby
the
brother.
big tearjerker moment is really when
On his way to go get
Caleb
them
and
from the
Logan
hospital
met
to meet
Timmy.
We are gonna
Particularly Caleb's reaction.
excited for how this should go.
It's the best
Caleb was a
reaction
little
in the
standoffish.
world.
Born
It's the
walked into the
cutest
room and saw the baby and kind of pretended it wasn't
reaction. He makes the sweetest noise and then a little giggle that melts your heart. You know, Caleb's reaction to Logan was not the same. He was kind of like a little indifferent, like,
He was more into me.
See Timmy.
yeah.
Caleb,
Oh
we're
my
at the
goodness.
hospital. You want to see
He
Timmy?
looks like a baby.
Look how little Loki is.
Let's go see Timmy. Come on.
Oh my goodness, I want to rewind that actually and look at his face again. Look how little Logan is.
Touch it. Go touch the water.
He's got all that baby fat. He's so chunky. Logan was a chunky boy. And he was our eater. Loved eating, loved getting messy. He wouldn't clean himself up. He would be dirty. And
All boy.
He was all boy. And you still can see it to this day. Every once in a while in a vlog, you'll see he's got food on his mouth. He just doesn't care.
Welcome to the world.
He doesn't mind being messy at all.
Let's go look for something in the shop. Come on. Touch it.
So we were going to go buy Mommy and Timmy
Like a bracelet or something?
a little gift
We might like that. Let's go find her.
from the hospital gift shop. And Logan suggested everything. He kept bringing everything to me and going, huh? Huh?
Oh, yeah. What does it say? Little prints? Look at these socks and a hat. Look at these, Caleb. Look at these. Little balls. Do you think he'd like those? They squeak.
Whoa, those are perfect.
For Timmy. They're not for you.
Look at Caleb's voice.
I know.
Give him a poo.
You think so?
We give him a poo.
We gotta decide. We gotta decide. Poo or the sports balls.
You can see Logan still grabbing
It's
everything.
from you boys. You can decide because Logan's not gonna decide. What do you
I
think?
decide this for Timmy.
Okay, that's what we'll get.
I pick for Mama.
Oh, and
Mama.
Caleb had the idea to get her a bracelet. I didn't say, hey, Caleb, look at the jewelry. He went right over and said, I want to get her a bracelet.
And a blue one.
And he picked
My
it out.
favorite color.
Not bad.
He picked it out himself. He picked the color, everything.
It had like a little charm with like a little empty container, and we kept saying that's their love for me.
We put that love in the little container. Yeah, it was like this little, like a little container that literally was a charm that attached to the bracelet.
You ready to see mommy? Okay, first we're gonna see mommy. Caleb does not like elevators. Okay, stay here. Stay here.
Oh my gosh, Logan is so cute.
Okay. Proceed to for us.
He's still at that stage where he just walks funny, like just kind of just struts like this.
Left. Other left. This way, come on. This way, come on.
Making sure Logan's behind him.
Yeah,
Room down here.
Caleb was making sure. He's our straggler. He's just exploring on the way to mommy. I love Logan so much.
Mommy, I picked out a bracelet for you.
So much for surprises.
Show mommy your gift.
I picked out a bracelet for you.
Show mommy that first.
This is for Timmy.
They picked it out. Well, you know, Caleb really did, and Logan tried to buy it.
Logan's over there trying to press buttons on the bed.
I am gonna go get Timmy and introduce Timmy to the boys now. And then look, we'll put this bag over here. Here's how we're gonna
Mom
meet
got
Timmy,
food.
okay? Mommy, are you video? Mommy, can you move your feet over? This is how we meet Timmy, okay? You guys sit up on the bed. Oh, right here. Come on.
Are you excited?
Are you
That
excited?
face.
He's ready.
You know how excited I am for you to meet your dad?
I started crying. Melanie was crying. It's a big moment. It's momentous. It's when the two became three. It's just so important.
So you're gonna hold on to this, and when he comes in, you're gonna be able to give him his gift, okay? Okay, you ready? You're gonna go get him.
Logan was far less focused. Logan was,
Well, what do you
You
expect
know,
for a kid?
he was 24 months old, so he wasn't locked in.
Baby.
There it is. Hear that?
I
Doesn't
love
it
that.
still melts my heart to this day. Timmy.
Don't touch, don't touch. Say that again.
Did you hear Logan say
Baby.
perfect? No, Logan said perfect. Logan said baby, and then perfect, and then later on he goes brother.
Logan pokes him in the forehead.
What do you expect? We gotta poke him.
We told him that, you know, Timmy came out of mommy's tummy, and he asked, "Did they cut you?" You asked mommy, "Did they cut you, mommy?" What did mommy say? No, they didn't. You know, remember how we've been praying for weeks and weeks and
Yep.
weeks and weeks
We've been praying with Caleb.
about mommy not
You,
getting surgery?
we've been including Caleb in those prayers. We'd have our family prayer time. We'd pray and ask God to allow mommy to have the baby naturally so that she didn't have to have a cesarean.
Yeah.
And that was the worry, and that's why they were going to induce her the following Wednesday. But,
Well, he was breached for like basically a
oh,
month.
yes.
So-
That was the worry. He was breached. I
He
forgot
was
about
breached at like 32 weeks.
that. And
I
tell our
think.
viewers how that happened to get fixed.
I had read that if you go to a chiropractor and get
A certain
I
adjustment.
forget what the adjustment
Yeah.
is, but basically after that adjustment, he kind of just flipped the next day. So
And you felt him.
I did.
It was
felt
painful, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it wasn't like labor, but it wasn't comfy either.
oh yeah. Well, a 5-pound baby inside you just going. Whoop. Yeah, that's noticeable. So yeah, it was a
He's
chiropractic
7 years
adjustment.
old.
I know, baby.
Logan's like, Mom, look. Whoa.
The baby. You're not the littlest baby anymore, Logan.
Logan's the biggest baby and Timmy's the littlest baby now. Logan was such a cute baby.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I wish I could go back and hug him. I sure am glad we have these videos to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Every time vlogging is hard, like it's late and I haven't edited yet, I think about videos like this and how glad I am I put the time in.
Oh, we bring him home Monday. On Monday, we
Listen to
bring him
this.
home.
He'll be lost without us.
He'll be lost without us.
But Mommy and Daddy are going to stay with us.
Caleb says, when are we going to bring him home?
Until Monday.
We have to bring him home. He'll be lost without us.
Hi, I see you. Squinting, opening your eyes. He's opening his eyes, Mom. And he's right back out.
Caleb loved holding Timmy.
Yeah.
When we got home, there's tons of vlogs, check them out, of Caleb wanting to hold Timmy. That first I love you. That and that smile.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. He's such a good big brother.
We have said from the time Logan was born that
Here-
God
Here I am saying the same thing.
Caleb and put Caleb first in our family because he was meant to be the big brother of the bunch. And we intentionally believe that he will be the big brother. Even after we adopt 2 more, even after international adoption, we believe God put Caleb in our family to be the big brother of all.
Yeah.
And
We
that
still
should
see that
adopt
to this
children
day.
Who are younger than Caleb. Whenever adoption is completed, then the right number is 2 siblings who are under Caleb's age, so that he can still be the big brother. He's gifted.
Yep.
He's gifted to be the big brother.
He is. He's got that leadership mentality and he's organizational, so he's always looking for how he can organize and help.
He's hard to hold for a while. Oh. Put him back in his bed. Yeah, that's where he's comfortable. Want to put him in his bed? Want me to put him in his bed before he cries? Mommy? It's okay.
He's probably hungry.
Can you come off the bed? He's not swaddled or anything.
Oh man, swaddling. I tell you, you swaddle your baby,
I love it.
no matter how tight, they come undone.
It's a diaper.
You just fidget until they come undone.
So we're still vlogging, and we could do like an hour-long episode. So we're gonna have to cut it down so people actually watch. Oh no, this is called swaddling.
Oh, baby, the cut the video, baby, not cut Timmy.
We're gonna have to cut it down. We're gonna have to cut it down. We're gonna cut him down, Caleb. No,
Caleb's like, no, we're not. I'll cut you.
how cute his dad is. He's opening his eyes. Look. Talk to him. Get close to him. You can't see too far.
Caleb just loved being a big brother from the moment Timmy was born.
Gentle.
He was able to embrace it more because when Logan was born, Caleb was only 3-ish, and Caleb was interested, but when we introduced him to Logan, Caleb was more concerned with going and seeing Mommy because he hadn't seen Mommy in a day or so.
He's
Look at that.
next too.
Yeah. But here at 5 years old, you can see Caleb's just fully embracing it and loving looking at Timmy. Oh my Lord, is he cute. Wow. Wow, is he cute. That could have been the default picture for this video.
Are you hungry?
Is he awake?
I just remembered how the video ends
Say bye, Timmy.
and what happens next.
Bye-bye. Explaining to Caleb how Mommy is able to feed Timmy underneath that blanket over there is fun.
This is turning into a birds and the bees talk, like a mini birds and the bees talk.
It's like,
What?
like how does mommy feed him? What does that mean?
Let him in with you. Let him
And then instantly, they're back to playing. They're being kids. Like
planet.
it's the the magic wore off, I guess, of the first few moments, and they're playing in a closet, and mom's looking at a lunch menu.
Yeah.
If you saw, that was a lunch or a dinner menu she was holding there.
Stop trying to pick his nose.
They're trying to pick Timmy's nose.
Don't do that.
Stop picking her own nose. Gentle.
Logan did not have any sense of what gentle was, so we were constantly looking at him and watching him around Timmy.
Dinner here together as a family.
Oh man, I forgot we did this.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Good chicken.
Oh, that fried chicken was good.
Always having grilled cheese, huh? It's been a long couple of days for Melanie, and they are finally coming to an end. You know, there's no more questions and everything. There's no answers and questions.
Yeah, that was good. The way it happened, we were really thankful for that. You not only did you not need a cesarean,
Logan
you didn't have to be
almost
induced.
speechless.
I know.
It was able to occur naturally the way you wanted it.
It's all he wanted
I
to
didn't
say.
have my doctor, so I wasn't able to labor as like I had a
And
very
Caleb,
detailed labor plan, and I wasn't able to do that. So
Yeah,
I think that
how he so quickly just
that kind of messed me up in the labor
So
process.
we found out
that's one of the things we credit to the fact that you were able to have the kids naturally is a detailed labor plan. Your focal point, meaning the object in the room you're going to look at, the music you're going to listen to, how you're going to breathe. You practice your breathing exercises ahead of time. Like we would literally sit on the couch and practice breathing exercises at home, you know, when the kids were asleep. So not having her doctor, because she went into labor at a time when her doctor was not the on-call doctor. So
He had an on-call because he was at a wedding.
right.
So
But the other guy was nice. He was
he was
great.
amazing. He was
Very,
amazing. But
very
my blood
good.
pressure when I'm in labor goes like stinking sky high. So
And it worries most doctors. So her doctor would have said, "Yeah, that's
yeah, you
that's
can
just
labor in the
Melanie."
bathtub. That's
Let
fine.
me tell this woman she's skinny. She just had a baby and look how skinny she is.
Gosh, it looks so swollen still.
Yeah, well that goes down though.
You look great. So we're gonna go see Timmy
Walking down to the nursery.
in his blue box.
This is probably the first time you've walked.
In a minute.
I mean,
Like 2
outside the
days.
room in 2 days.
Being bound and chained to a
It's
bed.
amazing what women are able to do. What God created you to do. Because everything I saw you go through just to be walking at that point, even walking is like a miracle, seriously.
I'm walking slow.
Well, you're walking slow, but you're walking.
That's where
Timmy was there in a jaundice box. He was getting the fluorescent light or the ultraviolet light because he had jaundice and he had it for about a week. In fact, we encourage you to watch this video and then go back and watch the preceding videos because
Yeah.
we didn't get to take him home like we wanted to. It was really difficult for us. It was very emotional because the other two boys we were able to take them home when we wanted.
Right.
When the 48 hours was up, we left. But Timmy wasn't quite that way.
That's been good.
And then even when we got him home, we were in and out of the ER.
Yep, we had to take him back to the ER and all this stuff. It was pretty emotional. And, you know, and jaundice is not serious. It's
Yeah.
completely curable. But the first night at home sleeping and your baby's not in the house,
It's weird.
it's hard. It's just hard. It doesn't matter if it's serious or not. Your baby's not with you. And so there was a little drama concerning the following days after this video, but I encourage you to go watch that and then maybe get addicted to the old videos and go watch the old videos because they're precious. They really are very special. And what's really cool now in hindsight is you can see our family growing to become the family that Cadence needed because there's a reason Cadence didn't come to us earlier in her life. And we just believe that God is sovereign, that He works all things together for the good of those who love Him. And
Parenthood means taking
and-
date nights any way you can get.
and we just weren't ready
What
for
we're gonna do
another child yet.
Right.
We weren't ready for an adoptive child yet, or else we would have been able to adopt back then. So you're slowly seeing the Chandlers become the family
Date night.
that
Date
Cadence
night.
will come home
Go
to.
team.
And
your
this is
mom.
back in the day of no enders, so that's at the end.
Right.
And the video ends just like that. There's no ender or anything. So that's it. That's our reaction video for Timmy's birth, May 2nd and 3rd, 2014. I'll put a card up in the upper right-hand corner right now. In fact, you've probably been seeing that card flash a few times in this video so far, so that you can go check out the original video and watch some other fun newborn Timmy videos. If you like this video, give it a like, leave a comment, share it, and if you haven't subscribed, we hope that you'll subscribe to this channel. And what would really help us is if you would go over to Two in a Zoo, where we daily vlog, and every day write in the comments how much you love Behind the Zoo, so that more people who watch Two in a Zoo will come subscribe to this channel. So with that said, we'll see you Friday.